Good afternoon. Hi, everybody. I am sick again. Something I ate. Yeah, but I'm waiting on my doctor to fill my prescription so I can go pick it up. It's something I ate. I don't know what it was, but it is not agreeing with me at all. So, but I want to talk about this unaliving of this TikTok person and just waiting on some more people to come on here. It started yesterday morning early, and I thought I was gonna feel better, but yeah, it's something I ate. I don't know. It's not agreeing with my stomach. Yeah. I was fine. I thought I was fine yesterday, but I woke up this morning. I still don't have any control of me. Of me going to the restroom. So my doctor, she just called me. So whatever this shit I gotta go get from Walgreens, I'm sure it's gonna fix it. Ooh, you got to be careful what you eat, I guess. I don't know. But I had Jason's Deli yesterday, and then everything went down, and nothing, no, I didn't have no issue with it. I took two Imodium ADs yesterday. I took two this morning, and it's still not getting any better. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. Whatever my doctor give me, if they don't make it better, then I will need to go into the doctor, to the emergency room. But anyway, let me say this before I talk about the young TikToker who was unalived by her boyfriend, and I'm gonna call her because that's what she wanted to be called. Yes, she was born a man, but they call her LaLa. LaLa could be a girl's name or a boy's name because I knew a LaLa and LaLa was a guy, so we're gonna call this person LaLa. But before I talk about that, I want to talk about this Mother Kelly lady that's running around on the internet calling grown ass men sissies. And some of y'all are agreeing with her. Well, she telling the truth. She telling the truth. She's sick of sissies. Well, first of all, the Church of God in Christ is full of sissies. The Church of God in Christ, you're right. The Church of God in Christ been had sissies in it. And she said this years ago. She said this years ago. Said, I'm sick of sissies. Y'all seen that video all over the internet. She said this looked like that was back in the 80s when she said that. Here it is, 2025. This old bitch still saying it. What is your motherfucking problem? Here's the problem. What she don't, somebody need to give her a teacher her. Somebody need to tell her, baby, it was a sissy is the reason why your ass was able to get on a bus because you're old enough to remember when you couldn't ride the bus. Yeah, that's how old she is. Your ass is old enough to remember you couldn't ride the buses and sit up in the front back in the day. It was a sissy is the reason why you was able to do that. And his name was Mark Bayard Rustin. Somebody need to teach this old hag a lesson and tell her she need to keep her mouth closed about sissies, because it's the sissies that's running the Church of God in Christ anyway. And I don't give a fuck how you talk about punks and sissies. They still in that motherfucking Church of God in Christ and they ain't going nowhere. I don't go. Well, I went last Sunday, but I don't go to their conventions and all that. But the sisters ain't going nowhere. They're gonna be there. How you expect if you still saying you sick of sisters way back in the 80s and this 2025, you still talking about sisters, has it changed? No. What you gonna do? Exterminate all the sisters? You gonna kill all the sisters in the Church of God in Christ? It ain't gonna happen. The way she talking is no different than the way Hitler was talking about Jews. I don't like Jews. I don't like this. I don't like that. That's hate. That's hate. That's hatred. You don't like the sin, and you say you don't like sisters. But here, this is what she don't understand is every every man in the Church of God in Christ is not feminine and running around with purses. It's a lot of them that are masculine, they hard, they got wives, and they sissies too. So she thinks she hurting the feminine guys by saying sissies, but it's a lot of them in there that's just hardcore Negroes. They hard, and they are homosexuals too. This just irks me, and people is riding this coattail with this saying, oh, yeah, she telling the truth. What? She telling the truth that she's sick of sisters? Well, then she needs to stop going to church because that's all it is at the Church of God of Christ. And y'all know damn well that's all that's in the Church of God of Christ. A bunch of punks. They've been there. And the only way you're going to get rid of them, you're going to have to kill all of them because they're not going nowhere. They're in all the churches. And for you to fix your mouth to say you sick of sisters, you still said it. The latest video, she said, well, I try to respect, I try to respect sisters. We don't give a fuck if you don't respect us. We don't give two fucks. I sure don't give a fuck. And I'm not going to respect her just like she ain't respecting me. Because first of all, I ain't no sissy. And to me, she given that her husband was messing around with a punk years ago. Some punk must have jumped on her. Something happened somewhere in her lifetime to keep holding on to this. She don't like sissies and she don't like punks. Somebody need to tell her she need to Google Bayard Rustin, who was a openly homosexual who worked right next to Martin Luther King and who was the man who put together the March on Washington for her ass to get on the bus and go where she want to go. And then on top of that, she needs to know that Coretta Scott King supported the gay. See, it's not about them supporting two men being together. They're supporting people who should have the same rights as anybody else. Everybody, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Well, we're talking about grown folks. We're not talking about child molesters. We're not talking about pedophiles. We're talking about two grown men, two grown women. Well, the Bible say a whole lot of stuff. See, this is the problem I have with some of y'all church people. Y'all think that gays are the only ones who are sinners. Sin is sin. Everybody is a sinner. And when you deliberately pick out people like she's doing, then you're not making it you're just making it worse. And see, when I hear about these black young men being discriminated against because they're black, she ain't no different than a white racist motherfucker. She's still racist. It's still not racist, but she's still discriminating. She's discriminating because a person is different than you and you don't like what does it fucking matter who a punk sleep with? Your old ass ain't got no man, no way, and apparently you ain't had one in a long time. Let the sisters be sisters. You keep doing what you're doing. Go on and preach the word. Everybody with a mic in their hand is not called by God. But anyway, I want to talk about this TikToker who was unalived by her boyfriend. She was 21. She went by LaLa. I don't know if y'all know this story or not, but after watching all of the videos with LaLa and her boyfriend, I think I got the pictures right here. Here they go right here. So after watching, that's him on the left. After watching all of their videos and stuff, I come to the conclusion, first of all, bless her heart, she was so young. And I think he was younger than her. I think he was a few years younger than her. I'm not for sure. I heard they met at a young age. I don't know, but all I know is watching all of their videos, this thing right here, he was crazy. This thing right here, and people saying, well, he didn't know she was a homosexual or she was a trans. Yes, baby, they've been together for over 7 years. They've been together for a long time. He knew exactly what he was doing. He was toxic the whole time that he was with LaLa. I saw videos where he was flexing up to her, trying to act like, and even though LaLa is still a man, there are some bigger guys, well, just because you're bigger than me, don't mean I gotta be scared of you, because I know some little short motherfuckers and slim motherfuckers that'll fight somebody this big, But you could tell that LaLa was scared of him. He's very controlling of Lala, and ended up taking her life. And she was in that abuse. All of the videos that Lala posted, a lot of them was very, very, very toxic. They were very always fighting. He was stalking her. It's sad. It's sad that no one was able to get between these two and tell her, "Look, baby, you could do better." And he did videos with her. They were together. They lived together, and he unalived her. I guess because they had an argument or something. I don't know. That's just it's horrible. Lala needed somebody like me in my life because me as your gay father, I would have been your father and I would have told you, you need to let that go, baby. There's somebody out there that can love you. I know a lot of trans women, but I know one that I met when I used to host the shows at the clubs in Dallas. She went by Kenneth, but she's no longer Kenneth. She goes by another name now, and I won't say what the name is now. And when I tell you, when I met Kenneth, the first day Kenneth walked into the club, I was on the microphone. I say, "What is your name?" And Kenneth said, "Kenneth." I said, "What you doing up in here?" "I'm gonna be a girl." I said, "You ain't gonna never be no girl, but what you talking about? You want to live your life like a girl?" Yeah. To this day, Kenneth is now, I won't say the name, feminine, very sweet, works for an airline as a woman, living his life as a woman, doing good, in a great relationship, and uh, he has a beautiful home, drive nice cars, and I have a trans granddaughter who is doing the same thing too. Oh, thank you, love. Let me finish my story because I got HDD. So I have a trans granddaughter who, well, when we say my gay son, y'all, I don't have a son. I don't have any biological children, but I'm just saying my gay son is somebody I've been knowing since they was like 18, 19. Remember when I was in the clubs at 40s, young men and young women were coming to the clubs they was probably sneaking in there at 16 and 17. But I knew somebody. If I knew they was underage, I didn't fool with them. But if I knew they were like 18, 19, and I liked them, I would take them under my wings. My son now, who shit almost 50 now, he's no late 40s. He I've been knowing him since he was 19. And he is like my son. He calls me father, he calls me dad. I have a whole lot of sons and they look up to me as their father. And so she the Lala person needed somebody. I don't know if it would have helped, but I think it may have helped to have somebody like me in Lala's life to let Lala know, baby, you don't need that. You don't need that. You don't need nobody jumping on you. You don't need nobody fighting you. And now this dude that took a gun and shot her and tried to drive her to the hospital and she died. And but you can look out you can look at it right here. And so I think once they became, she was very popular on TikTok. I didn't see her stuff. I just learned about her. I probably saw Lala, but didn't pay her any attention to her. But after looking at all her videos, I think she'd go by girl Lala I think she'd go by girl Lala on TikTok. Well, when I was looking at all the videos, everything was like they was fighting all the time, getting into it. Look at this big nigga. And when they start becoming popular, that's when he was denying the fact that they have been together for over 7 years. So, so it wasn't like that they didn't know. People are going on the internet saying, well, she should have told him. No, they've been together for 7 years. He knew. And him taking her life had nothing to do with the sexuality part of it. The dude was just crazy. Look at him. He was just crazy. And I feel so sorry for their parents. Nobody's child should be taken away from them, regardless if you like their lifestyle or not. No child. Every mother and father has children, and they like. If I die tomorrow, my mother is gonna say my baby is gone. Here they are, right here. Here's another picture of them right here too. They was arguing on here, and he was always flexing at her, and trying to. I'm just like he was a bully, and maybe he couldn't accept the fact that he was a homosexual. I don't know. But one thing about PT, y'all, I ain't never been in no toxic relationship, and I ain't gonna be in one. When I was young and fine, and I'm still fine. Let me see if I can find an old picture of me. Baby, when I looked like this back in the days, I didn't put up with no bullshit from nobody. Girl, please. I didn't have to because my mother was a beautiful woman and my father was a very handsome man. And I didn't have to put up with nobody. I didn't give a damn because I was blessed to have good looks. My parents were very beautiful. My mother still living, my father died, but very handsome. God gave me some very beautiful parents, and He blessed me to be a fine young man. So when I met somebody, you cheated on me, I left. Well, first of all, you weren't gonna put your hands on me. That's we no, we you ain't even flex at me. I was in a relationship one time, and this guy, he's a transsexual now. Yeah, I can do bad by myself. He's a trans person now. He lives his life as a woman now, full grown, transsexual. And I don't want to disrespect women because I know some of y'all don't like. So, well, they not women. So I'll just say they live their life as trans. Um, and so he hit me upside the head with an iron. This was way back in the 80s. And his boy name was Terry. And Terry, um, I was a drag queen back then. I was an entertainer. I was well known. PT was well known. Well, I was getting my name out there. Right. I was getting my name out there, but I was more popular because Terry wasn't even though Terry's a boy, uh, even though Terry was a feminine boy, he wasn't dressing up yet. He was just a real feminine guy. And I know y'all say, well, what was you doing with him? I'm the top in a relationship. I've never been a bottom in a relationship. I know that may shock some of y'all, but my mama taught me when I was a little boy, don't let nobody put nothing up your backside. And it's always been like that. It's gonna be like that. It's gonna stay like that. And you know what I tell people when they say, "Oh, you not no sexual, you not no top." Well, I was a male dancer before I even did drag shows. Drag shows came later in life. I started out as a male dancer. Well, I did do drag when I first started, back in the early 80s. Then I stopped. Then when I moved to Houston, I started doing, I was a stripper, baby. I was a stripper, a fine ass stripper. And I think my name was Red. I think my stage name was Red, D'Angelo. I had all these different names. But the drag didn't come till later in life. And the reason why I started doing drag, because me being a young man with a nice body, six pack. Oh, it was way back in the 80s. With me with a six pack, stomach, and all my teeth, and gorgeous face, you know, stripping got old because stripping comes along with prostitution, and people are always, they didn't want you for you, they wanted you for your body. And I was young, and I realized that at a young age. Thank God I didn't get AIDS and die. You know what I mean? Because I came out before AIDS was even thought about. That's why a lot of times when I be on my live and I talk about my past, I thank God for bringing me this far because I could have died from AIDS and from back in the AIDS. And sometimes I start crying, and people don't understand that God brought me this far for a reason, you know. And when I talk about how far I come, that y'all people don't understand that I could have been gone a long time ago, but He let me live. Whew, I didn't mean to go there, but anyway, um, but I don't do toxic relationships. And I know it's hard. My auntie, may she rest in peace, my real auntie, my blood auntie, my mom's sister. She's very toxic with my uncle. She beat him and she jumped on him, she stabbed him, and he stayed with her. I don't understand what make people want to be in a relationship like that. I love myself too much. I love myself too much to do that. I love myself too much to do drugs, drink too much, steal, go to prison. I love myself too much. And this young TikTok star Lala should have been killed. She should have been unalive. And it just hurts my heart when people saying, well, they should have told she should have told him he was a train. No, they had been together for a long time. They was in a relationship. He was just crazy. You see on the bottom it said Lala was unalive by an abusive, boyfriend. He was abusive. She talked about it through all of these videos how abusive he was. She was only 25. I swear I wish I could have been. I swear here he is right here. Here's another picture of him. Yeah, here's again. And look how small Lala was compared to is this him again right here? Let me see. Yeah. See how it look right here? Like they was always getting into it. If you go back and look at their videos, look how big this dude was to Lala. Unfortunately, and I don't think it has nothing to do with how young he was and how young she was. I just think that he was a toxic ass, abusive ass Negro. Here he is again. That's her again. That's Lala. Lala did hair and makeup on TikTok, and he took her life. I never watched him. If I did, I don't remember. Yeah, if I did, I don't remember. So, I came on here to talk about that because I'm like, I think it's sad, but oh, he killed her. He killed her. He took her. He shot her. Yeah, he shot her. He uh, he shot her in the car, and then she tried to get out the car, and he put it back in the car, and took her to the hospital. And she died. But people online are saying that, what they always say. Well, he should have told him that, he was a man. No, they was in a whole relationship. They was in a relationship. I think it became too much for him because they became really popular. Where she was already popular, and he jumped up in the videos, and she was making money. They were saying that Lala was the breadwinner for the family. Like that's the person that was making the money. Lala did some great hair products and stuff, like hair tutorials and stuff and makeup stuff. Yeah. 25 years old, dead, behind a toxic relationship. I'm not going to be in no toxic relationship. Can't do it. I'd rather be by myself. So I just want to share that with y'all. Rest in peace, Lala. I mean, they gave. Well, no, no, because they have been together for a long time. I think when they started getting popular, I think he didn't have no choice but to just, and I think because him being so young, y'all remember the story? Now, I've told y'all this story before that I had a friend he was 25. I think he was 25 at the time. He was either 24 or 20, 7 feet tall, chosen. I think you looked him up. I think you looked him up. And when I first moved to Houston, well, not for, yeah, when I first moved into these apartments in Houston, mhm, when I first moved, when I first moved into these apartments in Houston, I was walking through the courtyard and I saw this 7 foot tall dude. I was like, oh my God, woo, he tall. And he was like, where you finna go, man? I said, I'm going to the store. Bring me a black bag. I said, you gonna pay me back? He's like, yeah, I got you. So I say he either trade or something going on. We call trade. When we say a guy is trade, mean that they might mess around or they bisexual or whatever like that. That's what we call trade. So I got him a black, came back. He said, "Man, I'm gonna pay you back. I'm gonna pay you back." He ended up paying me back. We became best of friends. He, okay, I remember, and I'm gonna tell y'all what he did for those who hadn't heard the story. So we became best of friends. He's just 7 feet tall. I think he was 24, 25. I was very attracted to him, but he was too young for me, Plus, okay. So so when we became really cool, I said, man, he said, man, you gotta wash and dry. Yeah, he knew I had a wash and dry. I need to wash some clothes. So I was more like I liked him, but I knew he was too young for me. Plus, I went for to let him do nothing to me. You know what I mean? Because I'm gonna tell y'all about him. He told me. Let me tell y'all. Well, first of all, let me tell you. When I first met him, he told me he couldn't be in a relationship because he was too blessed. Now I'm gonna let that sink in. Let it sink in. He said he could not be in a relationship because he was too blessed. Think about what I'm saying. And I actually saw a picture, and I'm like, "Ooh, what?" We became friends. So I started looking up. I looked at him as like a big brother because I knew he was too young for me. He was not gay. He had a gay friend. He told me that he had a best gay friend. So that's why we became close. We went out to eat. We hung out. He was really, really cool. And I just get on him because when I first met him, he had a nice Cadillac. He had a nice apartment. But whenever he come over to wash his up on his arms, it was funky. I said, dude, I said, how the fuck you going are you sure these women don't want to be with you because you blessed or you got these funky shirts? And I used to always get on him. He was more like my little brother now. And I would take his shirts because he did security. Thank you. He did security. And thank you. So he did security. So I was like, dude, you can't be going to work funky like this. Like, so I would get his shirts and show him how to clean his shirts and stuff like that. Because he got tired of going to the laundry, whatever like that. So anyway, moving forward, he ended up losing his job. He sold everything in the apartment. He lost his car. He went down. 25. Went down. He went way down. He was living in the sometimes he'd be spending the night in the washroom. Sometimes he'd stay with his cousins. They was in a damn efficiency. I'm like, damn, the efficiency was so small. Hell, you couldn't even put but 4 or 5 people in there. It was 4 or 5 people in him, and he was 7 feet tall. It was a lot going on. I kept encouraging him, telling him, man, everything's gonna be okay. You're gonna be fine. You don't need a car to make it in life. He was getting mad because of all the girls when he was doing good for himself, when he had a car, when he had an apartment, he was working, all the girls were on his ass. Well, they was on his ass anyway because he was blessed. And I'm talking every bit of 12 inches. Okay. Um, and so when he lost everything, okay, so I lived upstairs and his aunt lived downstairs. And I knew his aunt, we were close. Everybody was cool and close in the apartment complex, right? So when his aunt moved, I transferred downstairs because I want to be downstairs, right? So I moved downstairs, everything. So anyway, we still became cool, close and everything. Then he ended up moving out. And sometimes I would see him, sometimes I wouldn't see him. Hello. Sometimes I would see him, sometimes I wouldn't see him. Sometimes he'd pop up. His cousins would sit there, but they ended up getting evicted and they moved or whatever. So he'd pop up every once in a while. And one night I was on the internet because I hadn't seen him in a long time. Bitch, I looked up on the internet and I looked up and this dude, 25 years old, well, he's about 26 now. He back then he may have been 26. He might have been still 25. This motherfucker got mad at this girl somewhere in Houston on the other side and went up kicked the door in, y'all. Now, you know he's 7 feet tall, 25 years old, 7 feet tall, kicked the door in, went upstairs, and unalived his girlfriend. 25. 25. Why did you delete that? Uh, why did you remove her comment? So anyway, right. So hey Magna, why did you remove her comment? It's right. I brought it back. She just said no one should be insecure about what they want out of life. Out of life, love who you are. Yeah, I got what you were saying. Maybe he misunderstood you, but I brought it back. Hmm. Oh, that was my doctor. What the fuck? I asked her one, are they going to call me to get this medication or do I need to go pick it? She's talking about she don't have no idea. Really, doctor? But anyway, so yeah, honey, he kicked the door in at 7 feet. Are you still there, Sister Craft? Cause she just subscribed to the channel. Oh no, I can't go over there. Oh, okay, she was telling me something else. Um, are you still there, Sister Craft? Can you make a comment? I want to make sure you're still there because you didn't say anything bad. Maybe Magna misunderstood you. Oh, and welcome, Miss Craft. Thank you for being, thank you for being a part of the show. Uh, hello, Miss Craft. Are you still there? I think all right, you should be able to say something now. Can you say something, Sister Craft? Try to say something again. It was a mistake. He didn't mean to block you. Hello, Sister Craft. Call it Sister Craft. Hello, hello. Mm, yeah, because she didn't say anything bad. Sometimes even I accidentally block people, and sometimes we just accidentally block people, and there's no harm intended. But anyway, maybe she'll say something in a minute. But back to my friend, yeah, he unalive. He went upstairs and kicked the door in, and there was children laying in the bedroom, and I found out allegedly the reason why he did that was because he was sleeping with the girl, two of the two sisters, and he didn't want the sister didn't want the other sister to know. And she said she was gonna tell the sister they were something. Now, this is what somebody told me. I don't know if it's true or not. That's why I have to say allegedly. I hope to email him one day and talk to him, and find out what really happened because they gave him the death penalty, but he didn't. They gave him he gonna be out. It's gonna be a long time, but I think he may be 40, 50 when he get out. But he didn't get the death penalty. They didn't give it to him. So I don't know if he said crime of passion or whatever. I don't know, but he's sitting on prison. He's sitting in prison right now. Yep, he's sitting in prison right now. But some people be in toxic relationships, and some people like this shit. I don't know. I guess I don't want to be in no toxic relationship. Okay, I'm gonna bring everybody into the live now. I was talking some serious shit, so I don't want nobody to interrupt me. Hello, hello. Oh, you do? Oh, okay. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I like doing drag. I could never live my life like that. I would be so uncomfortable. I'm sitting here now with my legs got wide open. I'm just. It wasn't never meant for. I don't. Mm-mm. I'm glad I don't live my life like that because I'm very comfortable being with who I am. And the reason why I don't think that people who are trans are sick because that's a lot to go through. You got to really to be a man and knowing that you want to live your life like that and go through all the turmoil and but there's a lot of trans. I'm telling y'all, I got two or three trans friends that a girl that live their life like women, and you wouldn't even know that they ever been men. I think the ones that have the hard times are the ones that's like truck drivers, the ones that say I'm a woman and they sound like men and got stubble on their face, and I think those are the ones that have a hard time, or the ones that overdo it, like do too much. You know what I mean? So I don't know, but I'm watching Jennifer Hudson. I don't really watch Jennifer Hudson show. I just look at her. I support her. She's been through so much. She's been through so much. She's been through so much. I love Jennifer Hudson. I love her. You know what? I was watching something on the internet this morning. Bitch, I didn't know Jennifer Hudson sung at the Super Bowl, and that bitch said that whole song Star Spangled Banner and wore it out. What? Baby, I threw my phone across the wall. I said, "Work, Jennifer." Mhm. So for those who just tuned in, yeah, I didn't tell y'all this yesterday, but I ate something early yesterday morning. What's today? Thursday. Early Wednesday morning, like 7 in the morning, 8. I ate some chicken and rice. Y'all remember that chicken and rice that I cooked? Well, people, well, Johnny said, "Well, did you let it cool down and then put it in the refrigerator?" I said, "Yeah." I let it cool down, then I put it in the refrigerator. And I took it out. I warmed it up twice. It was burning hot. I warmed it up twice, and I ate it. And then, oh, you did. I don't see it over here, baby. I don't see where you send me no money. But anyway, I woke up and my stomach was like, I said, "Oh shit." Because we went to Texas Roadhouse. I don't know if it's from that because my friend Johnny said he wasn't feeling. He had like a little runny stuff going on the next morning too. So I don't know if it was Texas Roadhouse or if it was the chicken. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. But my doctor just subscribed me something called, what does she call it? Turmoil or something. It's supposed to be. I'm sure it's good if it's coming from the Walgreens, coming from the doctor. So I just got to go get it. I'll get in an Uber and go pick it up. Daniel, where did you send $5 to? Where did you send it to? What's the name you sent it to? Daniel, kiss my ass and go to hell. I hate when people come on here and lie. It's just $5, but I mean, you don't have to lie. It trust me, if you sent me a cash app, it would have came to my phone and I would have seen he just lying. Get your ass off my damn lie, bitch. Anyway, y'all. Mm, I got to get better before next week. Before I leave. Mm, mm. I don't know if the lady came back or not. Miss Sister Craft. I don't know if she came back or not, but see, okay, Sister Craft. Well, she is unblocked, so maybe she'll come back. I don't know. Now, she probably wasn't able to leave no comments, so maybe she thought she was blocked. Well, she was, but I unblocked her, so I don't know. Anyway, uh, pray for my little stomach. If it ain't one thing, it's another. Mm-mm-mm. Oh, I got some tea, y'all. Let me know if y'all ready for the tea. Let me know if you're ready for the tea. Let me know if you're ready for the tea. All right, I guess y'all don't want the tea then. I guess I'll holler at y'all later on. I'll see y'all later on for the show. If I'm feeling better, if I'm feeling better, then it will be a show. If not, I guess we'll speak it on another live. You ate chili yesterday, and mine's. Oh, really? Where did you get your chili from, Claudia? I ain't never seen your name before. You saved the live because I was about to hang up. Baby, when people don't talk back to me, baby, I hangs up. Mm-mm. I get up out of here. I hope it wasn't a line is good for yourself. Oh, you knew? Okay. Well, okay. I just want to make sure y'all let me show my face because, baby. Oh yeah. Well, if it's the best chili to get would be Wolf's chili. They got the best. Yeah. Well, Penny, I'm my whatever this is my doctor gave me. It's gonna be good. I'm just waiting to. I need to call Walgreens and go pick it up. And go pick it up. Hold on, y'all. Let me check something. Hold on. That person lied. They didn't send no money because I just checked my cash app. I wasn't gonna show nothing because wasn't nobody saying nothing. I was about to get up out of here. I asked y'all if y'all wanted some tea, and then nobody say nothing. Well, here's the tea. So my nephew, who's 6 now, he did a test at school. He was one shy away from being a. They said he's one shy away from being a genius. Ge, I can't even say the damn word. Genius. Yeah, they say he was one shy away from being considered himself being G. Well, I knew something was going on with my nephew when he was young because we give him a puzzle. See, y'all, all of y'all are new on here, but all of my old subscribers remember I used to sit him in front of the camera and would give him a puzzle. He would put it together. He would put it together at a 3 years old, four. He'd sit there and put the whole puzzle. I mean, a big puzzle, just put it together like that. He's very smart. He's very smart. Unfortunately, his dad is locked up, but he knows his dad. He's met his dad and everything. But yeah, I was glad to hear that. Yep. Some of y'all ain't never. Some of y'all ain't never seen him before, but You about to get blocked. Okay, Frederick, what are you typing? Because you're about to get blocked. Anyway, um, I'm gonna holler at y'all later on, okay? Y'all be wonderful and be good. Let me go and block this person because I ain't got time for this shit. All right, I'll see y'all later on, okay? Y'all be good. Take care. Bye bye.